Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Milly.
Hi everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee
Hola.
and Milly channel. We are as always joined by Rhianna.
Hey. Oh, hello.
And for this review we have SMASH.
Hello.
Yeah, guess who's back? Wait, or is it Look Who's Back? Is it Guess Who's Back or Look Who's Back?
Wait.
Back.
Look who's
So technically this could be Scooby Doo and Guess Who?
Yeah, this is Guess Smash.
Scooby-Doo and Guess Who.
Oh, jeepers. This episode, we have podcaster, YouTuber, and what else do you do?
Vlogger.
You know, I don't even know. Vlogger, writer, editor.
Rider.
I write stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant like rider, like...
Oh yeah, I'm a motorcycle rider.
Oh, I thought you meant like Flynn Rider, like he dressed up as Flynn Rider.
I was talking about sex.
I should do that one day. Oh.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Okay, so in today's episode we're going to be reviewing Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Werewolf.
I'm not.
First off, I really like the title of this one, and for anybody who's not seen this one for a while or before, let's have a Rhianna plot summary.
Okay, let's set the scene, shall we? We go into the episode as a wolf is howling at night. We zoom in on the werewolf, who is now growling at the top of the cliff. I just failed with the first sentence. I'm sorry. So we go on and see Daphne, Velma, and Fred sitting around a campfire roasting what appears to be hot dogs, whilst Scooby and Shaggy are struggling to set up Scooby's tent because nothing is simple with them, and to be honest, setting up a tent is hard. So whilst on this camping trip, the gang encounter glowing red eyes that have been staring at them. This is accompanied by an eerie wolf howl. So they decide to be all nosy and follow tracks to an abandoned mill where they get caught up with a smuggling plan and a werewolf. Will they be eaten alive like the three little pigs? Nope. Probably not, because they're not bacon.
Oh, nothing like a bit of bacon. Unless you're Jewish or vegan, of course. Well, I don't think Muslims can either.
Toe bacon or whatever it is, like the fake bacon stuff.
Bacon?
Like, you can get fake bacon that's, it's called bacon, but it's got no actual meat in it. But I think it's also, Satan meat. I think that's what it's called, the fake meat. Satan
Oh,
meat.
we were discussing this at work. There's a type of almost like flour or something that's called satan, and that's what they make.
Why? Who would eat this stuff?
I like Satan better.
Just
To be
Satan
fair,
meat.
Satan's pretty cool dude. I bet Satan is actually a dead sexy bloke. Can we be real? If he is in charge of that lava land, he's gonna be like a six-packed hunk.
Hopefully none of those who failed the test screening of 2002 are watching this, because I think they would cancel us in the first few minutes.
No, I wish them nothing but bad will.
Okay,
That's
so the villain in this one is of course the werewolf. So what's everyone's kind of initial thoughts on this? I mean, I guess starting off, I'm kind of confused as to why it's green.
That's just racist, isn't it? It's okay to be green nowadays. It's 2022. You just watch She-Hulk. It's okay nowadays.
Yeah, but
It's different.
that wasn't.
We no longer have to use separate bathrooms for them. It's normal now.
JayBee!
Look, I'm just saying, if it looked more like a werewolf, it would have been scarier.
Oh, like a brown or grey? Is it because it's meant to be the ghost of the werewolf?
I think so, but
Oh yeah.
we also saw in the Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts, we saw a werewolf, so I think they wanted to make it be very starkly different, because
That one was
these
purple.
episodes are quite. That's true, but
Was it
it could be
purple?
because it's dark. So
I
there's
don't remember it.
yeah, it's it reminds me of the Creeper costume with the greens and stuff, and then it had this weird Velma haircut and pointy ears. It was purpley, an off-whitey purple.
Smash, what did you think to the werewolf?
I think this one is scarier looking than the one in the Galloping Ghosts, but I don't think it's my favorite by any means.
What I want to know is how popular is this geezer? Because he was the first Funko soda they made, which wouldn't have been my
True.
first choice. But how popular is he? Like, do people like make fan accounts for him? Like, I Heart the Werewolf, Werewolf is Daddy. Like,
I mean, I like them as a villain, but I wouldn't say they were like by far the best. Like, I'd have gone for the Creeper probably as a standout villain for Funko first.
anything that wasn't a glow, I would have gone for. And this didn't have to be. Like, there's a sequence later on with the chase scene where like his head gets shaved. That would have been a funny chase.
I actually really like that they like kept that continuity. Kept his head shaved. It wasn't just like the next shot, all of a sudden his hair was back.
Yes.
That's actually a weird thing, because normally in like the chase sequences, all of like the stakes are gone. So say if someone gets trapped and their nails get done because Shaggy and Scooby have dressed up as someone from a hair salon, instantly it goes. But this one is different, and I do like it. I wonder why they did that, but I enjoy it.
I guess heading back to the start of the episode and kind of working through. So they start off, they're putting the tents up, and I really like Daphne's tent. You know, with the flowers on, purple background. I don't know why, I just saw that. I was like, I like that one.
Yeah, I love it as well. I want to be in it. That's how much I love Daphne's tent. But
JayBee.
here's an interesting thing. You know, often now when we've interviewed writers, they always try and make a conscious effort to say, we don't want to add in any like pop culture references, because if it ages bad, like if they fall out of relevance, then the episode ages badly. And in here they make a reference to Laurel and Hardy, who by no means have like fallen off, you know, didn't ask ratio, do you know what I mean? They're still very much iconic in terms of like people still remember the show, right? But it's interesting that there is a pop culture reference in a 1970s episode, because if it was someone that was just a one-hit wonder at the time, you'd be scratching your head a bit. But
Well, then it's funny because they show up in an episode of Scooby in the next series.
Oh wait, do we need to review that one?
In the next
Probably
series.
will.
I've never heard of it. I don't know who Laurel and
It's
Hardy
the new
are,
Scooby Doo
I'll be honest.
movies.
I know one Hardy, and it's Smash.
It's because
I
I'm the
know
most
many
popular.
It's because Smash is the hardest Hardy of hardness.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who Laurel is. Who's Laurel?
My uncle used to have like this mini plaque of their faces outside his house.
Really?
You know the one that
That's
you call my funny
commitment.
uncle?
Oh, yeah. The funny geezer.
Yeah. He
Now,
like
that's
is huge
commitment to
fan.
being a fan.
Yeah, did he meet them in real life?
I don't know.
Are they still alive? Are Laurel and Hardy alive?
No, they were actually dead, I thought, or at least retired when the actual like Scooby episode came out with them, because it's not them voicing themselves.
Oh. I mean, we've clearly got quite a wild ride, but the next
Let's
part
see,
that...
I'm looking up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do our like Laurel and Hardy podcast. One thing that I want to talk about, funnily, is the grave that says "Here lies Silas Long, half man, half wolf." And I just thought that was funny because Silas Long sounds a bit like an adult film star.
What?
That was just one of my observations.
Why is that always where your brain goes, JayBee? I'm so sorry, Millie.
What, Silas Long?
Like your mind, like you publicly and I very proudly said, I thought it had like something to do with an adult film.
But can't you just imagine like Silas Long in Amateur Mums: The Revenge? Like,
No.
What? What's that?
like Silas Long in School Action or like Class Action. No, like Silas Long in Doctor Screw. I don't know.
What?
Please, someone save me with the Laurel and Hardy information.
Okay,
I'm scared.
so it looks like Oliver Hardy died in 1957 and Stan Laurel died in 1965, so they were dead before this episode even came out.
That's an interesting one.
Kind of interesting. Like, I always thought that it'd kind of be more current than that based on my uncle's, like...
Yeah. I thought they were a bit like the Chuckle Brothers. Maybe they were like popular in the 70s or something, and now they're just kind of old.
That was kind of around the time he was born.
So what would our equivalent of that be?
I don't know.
I don't think we have one.
Okay, but like you say, so they find an empty grave and then start to head towards the old mill, where they find a secret room and a map with like different X's on it. So JayBee was kind of mentioning, I'd say, was it like maybe an episode a couple of weeks back, some kind of parallels with famous five and stuff, and there's genuinely a plot line in one of those where like they're camping nearby, find this like old building, there's a map inside with all these like a map inside with like all these crosses on it and stuff, and I was like, I don't see what JayBee was talking about here.
Yeah, that's JayBee. That's what you get. I'm like a guru or something. Don't you think? So come on, talk to me now. What else can we do?
This episode has a chase song.
Oh, what is this one? I've written it down.
Tell me.
Tell me. I want the CD with these songs.
I have it.
Ooh,
Oh, look at you.
I'm gonna steal it.
No, you're not.
Both
No,
of
you're
you
not.
have something that I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna sneak up with suction cups
Well,
and sneak in the dead of the night.
I like that.
You're gonna
I mean-
fly with trash can lids, like in this
Oh
episode.
yeah.
I kind of have something which we actually need to schedule to unbox on Zoom, which I think will also make Ash very, very jealous.
I'm ready. I'm ready to be jealous.
Oh,
I'll tell you off of recording because we need our viewers, like, if you want to see it, you have to smash that like button and comment. Yeah. I'm turning
Ooh.
into a YouTube influencer, aren't I? I'm so
Look at
excited.
you go.
Yeah. Like, I became a baking influencer the other week, like early on in the week. Like, now I'm all like up and hip with the YouTubes and
Ooh, that's just given me a thought. Smash. If you get married and have a husband,
Mhm.
but you really want a
Mhm.
kid, can Millie be your surrogate in exchange for the green Scooby Funko?
That is between Millie and I, not you.
No, I just had a thought. We could
Wait,
do
are you
that, right?
selling Millie out? That's mean.
The green Funko.
So
For her to carry a child for 9 months.
JayBee, you baffle me. You really do.
I just got excited, that's all.
So I guess to save Millie from this whole discussion,
What do you volunteer as tribute?
oh my gosh. So basically, in this episode, there's a really cool chase song, which is Tell Me, which was written by Danny Jansen and Sue Stewart, but performed by George Robertson Jr., who we mentioned time and time again.
I thought it was
that
Ted
is
Nichols.
Amazing. No, it's not. It's wait, what?
Apologize for the inconvenience.
No, I think Ted Nichols is maybe the composer or something of the score. I'm just losing my marbles.
I think of the score. But so there's two really cool facts about this episode. In the fact that this is the first and only time for this series that the Mystery Machine is seen, but it's not driven at all. And also, Fred, Velma, and Daphne find the ghost before Shaggy and Scooby, which it makes a change. But this episode was actually, there were clips featured in the 2012 movie Dark Shadows. And so I've just got up what it is, and the vampire Barnabas Collins watches it and calls it a very silly play.
Barnabas.
So Scooby Doo is a very silly play.
Very silly play. That's what I want to know. Like, surely with it being so old, an alien scanning the planet is going to have watched an episode of Scooby Doo, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Well,
Maybe they
remember
already
Alien
have.
Invaders?
maybe they think, is that racist to them?
Lester.
Like, you know, there's horrifically and horrendously racist, like, cartoons, right, and animation. Like, people, like, blacked up with big lips. And people can look back at that in offense. Do you reckon an alien could look at some of our, like, alien-related movies and just think we're awful, hateful people?
Maybe
I
they're
mean,
seeing this
probably
werewolf
do.
and being like, "Ah, we do not look like that."
Oh, I'd
What
love to
if-
be a werewolf.
What if they're watching our podcast right this second in our interviews and they're thinking, okay, I know who I have to go after first, who wrote this movie, this episode, I know who I have to go after. Like, we are giving them the information.
Ooh, I want
You
them
need
to
a
watch.
disclaimer.
Yeah, please do not attack or harass any people on this show.
No, go for JB.
No, what do you mean me? I'm no good to an alien. What could I tell an alien?
I'm out of the house between 8 and 6. Go get him.
To be fair, there's got to be one peng alien in the world. No?
You are obsessed, JB.
Do you think?
Oh, speaking of Peng, and of course, JB's love of Daphne.
Oh, yeah?
In the last episode, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch already. See, the YouTube influencer thing is still going on, guys. So we spoke about how Daphne loses her tights frequently in that episode. Well, in this one, there's like several moments where like Daphne loses her the tights again. That she has a gap at the bottom of her neck that isn't connected to her body. Like, they do Daphne dirty yet again.
And there's
Along with,
also
like...
one where they give her, like, a huge arm that isn't
Yeah.
kind of
Oh.
connected to any other parts. Kind of weird.
Well, she has her arms crossed. Is the same one, like, she crossed her arms and she has an extra right hand sticking up from her sleeve.
It just doesn't make sense. Like I said last episode, she doesn't have tights on.
I mean,
She's animated. She has purple legs. So why are there instances where she doesn't? Like, it's weird. It's like they're real people. Like, if they made a mistake, could they potentially see, like, the bits
Maybe
and
she got
bobs?
hot.
I was going to say, throwing a question smashes way here. Does he know, do you know if it was ever kind of any concept between whether or not she was going to have tights? So some of the early artwork was done with her having tights, some without, and it's just where there was a lack of communication?
I've never seen anything, even in like early concepts of her not in tights, you know, besides when they were gonna be like a rock band, but they changed a bit from that concept. So I think it's really because of how fast these cartoons, Hanna-Barbera, produce their shows. I think it was just like, oops, what I'm guessing is, like, yeah, it does make sense that, like, shouldn't Daphne's legs literally just be, like, purple legs? But I'm wondering if they did actually have, like, an underlayer with the skin tone, and sometimes, you know, again, with how fast they were producing these, they were just like, shoot it out, we don't care. It's, you know, because there's so many things that got missed. I even have, like, on my phone, I have a collection of every time Scooby, and there's sometimes Scrappy that I've seen, his nose isn't colored in.
Yes.
And so it's like some of those, like, there's, and it's even in the movies that Scooby's nose doesn't get colored in. Like, there's a shot in like one frame in Where's My Mummy, and like 2 or 3 frames back to back in Samurai Sword, where his nose isn't colored in. And so I think even years later, it's just kind of Hanna-Barbera is just like, get it out. You know, the only shows I really can think of where they weren't necessarily trying to hurry is like Johnny Quest is definitely one that they took more time with, but it also cost them a lot more money. And they were so much of like, make it cheap, make it fast.
Yeah, they definitely changed the scene with like content output. It's crazy. So it's natural they'd make some mistakes, and I don't know. So I definitely prefer Daphne without the tights, but at the end of the day,
You're a perv. So the next kind of part of this is there's a rail cart with, you know, these little carts going out towards a boat that seemingly just lifts up, and then the carts stay on board. So the gang split up. Shaggy and Scooby go towards the boat. Daphne, Fred, and Velma go to see where the carts are coming from. So this is kind of the scene where we get the haircut that we were talking about before that remains consistent as well. And ultimately, the gang are reunited. There's a tunnel that goes between where the carts are to and from, and they all travel back down that tunnel, which is where they set out the trap, which goes wrong in that danger-prone Daphne gets caught on the hook.
It's just not acceptable that women are allowed to be depicted this way in the 70s. Awful. Votes for women. That's all I've got to say.
Anything else to add there, JayBee?
Random, sorry. I have the episode playing right now as we're talking. I just noticed another animation mistake. Scooby, suddenly when they're in the barrels in the water, Scooby at one point has an extra spot on the back of his head.
Yeah.
We need to ask Bob. We need to get Bob Singer back on for like a discussion about Daphne and Scooby. Like, please tell me about the tides. Or who would we need to dig up?
JayBee.
No. Like metaphorically, who would we need to like revive? Would it be
We need
Takamoto?
to ask. Yeah, I was gonna say the Sakamoto.
Let's get him.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, if we can
So-
time travel
No,
one day in the future,
yeah, but
like in
the issue is
2095, they're going to be time machines. We could time travel back and speak to Mr. Takamoto.
Okay.
yeah, but there's one issue with that. The technology that we have now didn't exist back then. So we would go back and our technology that we would bring with us wouldn't work because it's not available then. So we would be stuck in that time.
No, if it's like the TARDIS, surely the time machine would come back with us that we can just enter and exit at will.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be
Unless-
like the TARDIS, unfortunately.
Would it not be? Why?
Because like the laws of physics don't apply to the TARDIS. And the thing is that we also don't face like aliens and robots and, you know, I was about to say Jedi, it's not Jedi, it's
Jedi.
Daleks. The Daleks.
I don't
You
know, I
don't
still
face
think
the
it could
plan.
happen. If not us, our kids can interview the Takamoto guy. And ask.
What if our kids don't like Scooby at all?
They might not.
Like what if they hated us for doing this?
I mean,
They're
they'll like
"Ew."
Daphne regardless. They have to,
What if
right?
they hated
Because it's in your
Daphne?
DNA.
It would be in my DNA. They couldn't hate Daphne. Who could hate Daphne?
I know
They're
someone
probably
who
gonna
hates
like
Daphne.
get that tired of you mentioning them that
Oh!
they will hate them.
Why? I don't believe this. This is.
No,
I know.
like surely there's things that your dad or your mum talks about.
Oh yeah,
excessively.
footy football.
And yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
your
footy-
dad's
footy
like,
football.
"Oh, come watch the game, JayBee."
Oh god,
You
you're
end up just
right.
being like, "Oh, go away."
Oh
So
my
that's
God.
gonna be
Millie.
our childhood 2002.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, let's not let that happen.
Millie. I have another example. Can I like say potentially your mum because she doesn't like animation?
It's very true.
Which she can enter. There's lots of people who don't like, and I know someone who for some reason hates redheads. Like, actually, I knew them at
Well,
school.
I
and
understand not liking redheaded guys, right? Because guys in general are just. Actually,
like-
I loved all the redhead guys. They were the only people below me at school.
Oh gosh,
No,
JayBee.
JayBee.
No. All the bullies. It like obviously I'd get like a bit of like racist jokes at me, but if it was me and like the ginger kids, the bullies would pick on the ginger kids. So I'd be grateful
That's
to
so
them
mean.
for taking the abuse. So it'd be
I-
like, "Oh, it stinks of curry." Turn the corner. There's a ginger. Ha! And then I'd go, "Yes, that's me done for the day.
JayBee.
I'm gonna run.
That's so mean.
I'm gonna leg it."
Back back to the episode. So there's then a little like chase scene on the water, and JayBee pointed out the background, how it just keeps repeating the same hill.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
I've
not the
never really
point.
noticed
That's
that
not
before.
the point. The point is that it's well known that that happens, but I never noticed it once, or I never looked out for it once until that. But then once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. There was like one telltale thing where there was this hill that was shaped a bit like a wave, and I was just there counting the amount of times I saw it go past, and now I don't think I can unsee it.
I can't unsee it to the point where, and I know we're skipping ahead here, but they do it in the next episode as well. And there's only meant to be one like wax tank, and they run past it 3 times.
Yes. I'm so glad it's not just me who picks up on these things.
I want a live action Scooby Doo movie that references that.
Like they're running, and then it's like Shaggy speaks something like he did with the whole clothes situation in the one movie. It's like, hey guys, didn't we pass like this hill 5 times already?
Or even just subtly, like the same, that they run past it, or they run through the same set, just like on repeat. I don't know.
Oh, that happened. Something similar happened like that in Supernatural. I need to get you guys to watch the rest of Supernatural.
Boo! I'll only watch the ones with the women in, because I'm equal.
There's a, you know,
When does
how we
Lauren
saw
Cohen come
after-
back in the show? Like, when does she come in the show?
like in season 3 or 4, I think. But there's
I'll skip
other
it.
women. JayBee, no, you
No.
can't.
Episode 1 had Adrian Palicki, and just Ofter. Who does that?
Yeah, JayBee.
The showrunner's
Just-
got to be an arsehole, isn't it?
I mean, no comment on that because there's reporters.
Oh. Who said it?
No, Supernatural is known for killing off women, but in like the
Ooh.
next, like in episode 4 or 5, I think it is, there's someone who you'll like.
That's good. We'll do that. Right, Millie, come on, let's progress.
I mean, ultimately, we get to the unmasking here. So, JayBee, talk us through what you've got for the unmasking.
So the werewolf is officially unmasked as the buffoon he truly is, and it's off screen, and he's just some creep that steals sheep. Might be a Welshman.
His voice when the hell is like, Ew! His voice don't break.
Oh my god. So, I mean, that's kind of it, right? It was a bit underwhelming, to be honest, because it was a good episode, and then just for it to be some dudes, just some guy that steals sheep. No?
Kind of weird. But let's see what the thoughts are. So, JayBee, your verdict: smash or pass?
I'm gonna smash this one. Pretty cool villain, really cool song, and it was just a lot of fun to watch. Like, I'd definitely watch this quite a few times in the future. What about you, Millie? Would you smash or pass?
For me, it's the definite smash as well. I was really happy that we saw the chase song back after it had been missing last episode. The villain was really quite good, like, you know, good as well. And there was just, I don't know, more of a story to this one. I genuinely did really enjoy it. So, definite smash. Rhianna, smash or pass?
Okay, first, I feel like we kind of missed it. You know how we did the ooh ee ooh ah or ooh ee ooh na na last time? It could have been like a woo or a boo. Looks like the howl. Or is that just too much?
I mean, we'll look into it. We'll look
Okay.
into it, that's for sure. We'll look into it. We'll look into
Okay,
it.
it sucked. It's okay.
Oh. It's okay. I want to encourage you. I'm gonna be your new dad.
Oh.
Wait, I thought you were my uncle / brother.
Yeah, but
I'm
it
so
was
confused.
brother, then it was uncle, and I think it'll be dad in like 3 months. But we'll wait. We'll wait. We don't need to dwell on it. We don't need to dwell on it.
That does not sound good. So for me, I really enjoy this episode. It has one of my favorite chase scene songs ever, and it's one of my go-to to just like feel happy. And it gave us like the plot twist of the fact we never actually saw the guy, so nothing was obvious, which I really liked. And the first few times I watched it, well, as I got older and I rewatched it, I was like, okay, let's just see if there's someone sneaking behind that, you know, we don't really see. Like, it's not an in-your-face villain, but it was cool. And so for me, it's a smash. I like it. I really, really like it. Tell me your verdict, Smash.
Ooh, that was good.
If you liked it,
I
make sure to like the video.
see you are becoming an influencer. She's doing great. Training her well.
Oh yeah. I've got kids.
So I really enjoy this episode, like what it does differently, especially for this series. I have to say though, this is a very forgettable episode for me. I'm so sorry, but I'm still gonna smash it. It's still a great episode. It's just one I'm always like, oh yeah, that one exists.
Ooh, I mean that's I mean, to be honest, I think if it wasn't for the Funko soda, it would be a memorable. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be as memorable for me. Like, oh my gosh, it's that one. But I don't know. It's good stuff. So, Millie, tell me what. Oh my god, tell me what episode is next and what it means for the show, because this Scooby Doo Where Are You reviews, that it was a pilot, and now we're getting to a stage where we are on the last episode of the pilot.
We will be next episode.
So tell me what it is.
Next episode is Don't Fool with the Phantom, the last episode of Series 2 before we move on to Series 3.
Ooh.
Well, Q&A in between.
Right. Well, we don't know about season 3 yet. So
We do.
thank you so much for listening. It's been absolutely incredible. All of our Linktree links are in the description down below. All of the links to Smash's channel are in the description, and you can find Rhianna's social links there as well. And hopefully she'll be posting some cute dog pictures and also some rooting, tooting, wholesome content. It's going to be good stuff. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and we shall see you next time. Mwahaha.